Namco, one of the games that I played this week was actually everything that I played this week was basically stuff that I streamed. And on Saturday, I did a 3-hour stream of Donor Demand games. So this is
I believe they're pronounced Donair.
Donair Demand. Oh, man. I had Donair last night, and it was everything I dreamed it could be.
There you go.
So people who donate to Extra Life, $10 or more, get to pick a game for me to play on a future stream. And this past Saturday, I did a 3-hour run to sort of clear out the backlog a little bit. And Ridge Racer 5, it was a PlayStation 2 stream.
Okay.
Ridge Racer 5, I played for an hour. That game still holds up.
Yeah.
That game is so good. And I was just sort of reliving. It was funny. Well, not funny. It was interesting because anybody who's listening to this show, if you follow us on Twitter, you follow CJ on Twitter in particular, you'll know that CJ had a terrible time this week.
Oh, yeah.
When he discovered that most of, if not all, of the game collection that he had in storage had been stolen.
Yep.
He had in a storage unit because he and his family have lived in an apartment for the last couple of years. So of course he had things in storage, and the reason he's not here right now is they're moving into their new home. They're homeowners again. So congratulations on that. But yeah, went to the storage unit and it had been cleaned out.
Oof.
And so we were talking about that on the, and I'm sure CJ will talk a lot more about this next week. But we were talking about that on the streams. The people who watch my streams are usually made up of people who listen to the show. And somebody had mentioned, actually Scoop Joey, longtime listener, had mentioned, like, is there anything we can do for CJ? You know, I feel so sick about what's happened. We talked about that a little bit, and then we got on to the subject of, you know, the monetary worth of the stuff that disappeared. That sucks, and I'm sure it was quite high. Just because, you know, CJ's been collecting games for decades and been in the games media since the mid-90s. So a lot of the stuff there, you know, probably had a high monetary value. But I'm guessing that the memories attached to that stuff are probably far more important.
Yeah.
And we were kind of talking about that based on Ridge Racer 5. Like when I'm playing Ridge Racer 5, yeah, it's not the most amazing looking game nowadays because it's 20 years old. But when I'm playing it, I'm, you know, 23 again, and I'm sitting at Ziff Davis because I played a ton of that game to do the coverage in Expert Gamer and to the review in EGM. I played through it, like unlocked everything in the Japanese version that we had at the office, and then bought it day one for PlayStation when the PlayStation 2 launched, and played through the entire thing again. And I mean, my love for that game, it's a good game, but my love for it is entirely based on nostalgia. And it just, we were having that conversation at the moment. And it's like, yeah, like that's why this game is important to me. There are plenty of other racing games that are much better and much more modern, but I will pick that up anytime because it's like listening to music, right? It immediately teleports me back to a time that I was very happy. So anyway, it's sort of, that was the topic we got onto, and a bunch of other old stuff.